Hi, I'm Jim Jubak and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video I'm going to call 5 environmental stocks, global warming stocks, climate change stocks for a Biden market. If you like this video, please like it. Subscribe to my channel to see this and other forthcoming and past videos. You can also see more of my stuff, more portfolios, more stock picks on my free site, jubakpicks.com, or my subscription site, which has even more portfolios, even more stock picks, and that's jubakam.com. Okay, today, as of say 2:30, the Senate and the House was still meeting to certify Joe Biden's victory in the Electoral College. Hadn't yet happened. Got protests in the Capitol even. That's sort of delaying the whole process. The media haven't decided to call the second Georgia race. They've called the first race victory for Raphael Warnock. That gives the Democrats one seat pickup from the Republicans. The other seat, the John Ossoff race, still too close to call, but it looks like Ossoff has about an 18,000 vote lead. It looks like he's going to win. So the Democrats are going to pick up the 2 seats they need to throw the Senate into a 50-50 tie, which would then let the vice president break ties, which would give the Democrats effective control. So when all this gets settled, what you're going to have is not only a Biden presidency, but the possibility of a Biden agenda. And the market hasn't been waiting for the official call on this. The market moved up today straight out of the gate in ways that would the ways that you'd predict if the Biden agenda, which is some infrastructure spending, more stimulus, and a lot more effort, money, regulation going toward renewables, climate change, all of that in the market. The market was up about, as of 2:30, with the S&P up about 1.1%, the Dow up about 1.7%, the Russell 2000, which is very, very small cap index, which is very, very, very sensitive to economic conditions. So you'd think it would rally if there was a sense that the Democrats would spend more stimulus. So it is. At 2:30, the Russell 2000 was up about 4.4%. But what I'm interested in is what stocks individually were moving up. Okay, first one, let's look at. So this is a lithium producer called Albemarle. They're one of the big 1 or 2 lithium producers in the world. Lithium is a key ingredient in renewable batteries. The stock has moved up, was up about 8.12%. It's Chilean compatriot, SQM, partially owned by the Chilean government, is up about 7.2%. Again, the market, what I think you're seeing here is not so much that the market is saying, hey, everything has changed for these companies. What people are saying is, hey, I want to get in on these stocks before the long-term trend starts. I want to build positions in stocks that maybe I didn't have because I was either invested in stocks that I was betting on were going to go up because of the post-vaccine economic recovery in general, or I was still heavily weighted in technology. So I'm moving into these stocks ahead of what I see as a long-term trend. Albemarle is one, obvious one. Another part of this are solar stocks. You can either go, the market has really been in favor of companies that install solar panels on residential roofs. A company like Sunrun, symbol is RUN. It's up about 15% today. The problem I have with this part of the sector is that most of these companies really aren't making very much money. It's hard to make money in solar panels because they're a commodity. It's hard to make money in installations because you have to fight through local business codes, building codes. So I prefer to buy companies like SolarEdge, symbol is SEDG, Enphase, symbol is ENPH. Both companies make inverters that are crucial to turning the current coming out, the energy coming out of a solar panel into electricity that can go into the system. They add software to this to increase the efficiency of that. So SolarEdge is up about 11.7% today. This is today. Enphase up about 12.5% today. Both of those would be interesting plays. If you'd like something with well, a little less volatility and maybe even a dividend, I'd suggest you look at some of the utilities. And we're going to look at one called Eversource. Utilities are interesting play. Some utilities are interesting play on renewable energy and climate change because they're building massive amounts of offshore wind capacity. Eversource is a New England utility. New England is a great place for wind power because the water is relatively shallow, a long way out. The Atlantic is very, very windy. So, hey, you're a New England utility, you're building offshore, and then you get to pump that power out throughout New England as well as through the rest of the grid. So I'd look at them. I'd look at a utility called Next Era Energy, NEE, another utility called AES, symbol is AES, Dominion Energy, which is a Virginia-based company, symbol is D, ticker is D. All these utilities have big offshore wind programs going on. Eversource is my favorite. But the nice thing about all these is that you also get a dividend somewhere between 1.8 and 3.4 or 5%. So as you get paid in some cash while they're building their projects. And you can see the project coming on stream down the road, 2023, 2024. Those would be another way to play this. If you want to do sort of all your environmental global climate change stocks in one package, you might look at an ETF. Ticker is SMOG, S-M-O-G, which is a lot catchier than the name, which is the Van Eck Low Carbon Energy ETF. But here it's a relatively concentrated ETF, which I like, only about 29 or 30 positions. They own a big hunk of Enphase, but they also own a big hunk of Tesla. So you're getting a lot of the stocks that have the most upside volatility, and you're getting a fair amount of diversification in the package. So the ETF is a good way to go if you want to build a position here quickly. The ETF was up, what was it, at 2:30, it was up about 5.7%. The other thing that I've noticed today is that the assumption on Wall Street also is that the Democrats are going to try to do the long-delayed infrastructure package. So some of the material stocks, some of the infrastructure stocks have moved up. So you had a big move in something like Caterpillar because of construction equipment. One of the ones that I like most is a company called Vulcan Materials. Put them up. You see the big the big spike there. Vulcan makes aggregates. They're essentially gravel. And one of the things there is that, you know, if you build a seawall, if you build more roads, if you replace roads, if you move roads, if you do construction of any sort, you need to put aggregates to make your concrete. So this stock is a big favorite of investors looking for infrastructure play. One of the things about aggregates, gravel, is you don't ship them around the world. These tend to be relatively local markets because it costs a lot to produce. So you want to try to get a match between where you produce your aggregate and where it's going to be used. Vulcan has a lot of exposure in the Southeast and in Texas, places where it looks like there's going to be a lot of demand for aggregates. So this would be an interesting play on that part of the infrastructure Biden agenda, up about 9.3% today. So that sort of summarizes some picks I've got from the Biden agenda. One of the things that's also been interesting today is that when some stocks or sector move up very strongly, the money for that can either come out of cash that's sitting on the sidelines or come out of other stocks. Today it looks like a lot of it's coming out of technology stocks. The NASDAQ composite is down just a smidge, but considering that the S&P is up, the fact that the NASDAQ is down 0.02 is significant. But individual technology stocks, the big winners like Amazon, which is down 1.7%, Apple, which is down 2.23%, money's coming out of this and so it can go into the other things. So again, you're getting another sector. We're getting another rotation of the kind that we've had a couple of over the last 3 or 4 months. Was a rotation into stocks that were thought to be good bets if the economy recovered after the coronavirus vaccines, whenever that may be, were widespread. That has played out not so well because you've had vaccine distribution problems. This looks like another potential rotation out of some of the high-priced technology stocks and into what we call the Biden stocks. For the moment, we'll call them Biden stocks. I'm happy to have you join me today. This is Jim Jubak from my YouTube channel. Again, if you'd like to see more of my YouTube stuff, please subscribe to this channel. If you like this video, please like it. You can also find links to my jubakpicks.com site, which is free and has portfolios and lots of stock picks. And that's jubakpicks.com, or my subscription site, jubakam.com, with even more portfolios, more stock picks, more of my stuff. So thanks for watching.